This was an instant classic. Almost 80,000 people on their feet the entire night. This is our first stadium series. Did it live up to the hype?
Absolutely, and I think the game lived up to the hype. It was an absolute show by both teams, 11 goals, overtime. It had a little bit of everything, and I think the fans here got a real treat.
All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the X's and O's. The Rangers came out. They came out hot. Started off with the goal to get things going, and then they got kind of flat. People were a little worried. The Rangers fans were sitting down in their seats, but this team continues to show how resilient they are. Came back at the end. Just what were you seeing? I want to know what you were seeing during this game.
Well, it looked like the Islanders were a desperate team, and they are. You know, they're playing the first team in the Metropolitan Division. They're in fifth. They're on the outside looking in at the wild card spot, and they needed this game. The Rangers wanted it, but the Rangers needed it. And the Rangers kind of lost that a little bit in the beginning, but at the end, it was the power play, which hasn't been doing so well for the Rangers, that really pulled one out. And you got to give credit to Peter Laviolette for taking the risk and pulling Igor Shesterkin for the 6-on-4 advantage for both of them, and it paid off.
Well, I was going to ask you on that because I was going to ask, trying to learn hockey as much as I can. Was that more on the coaches or the players? Do you see them working on that in practice? Because when he did it, you implemented a game plan, and it worked big for this team tonight.
It definitely was a big move by Peter Laviolette, but it was a move that, like he said, he had to make it under the circumstances. If the Rangers were going to pull that one out, that's how it had to go. But you can't overlook the Rangers' power play, which has been working through the kinks. They've, for about a month, just haven't really been themselves, and like Chris Kreider said to me earlier, it was just in the nick of time. They go 3 for 5 tonight, and that was what pulled out the win for them for sure.
Chris Kreider gets a goal. Artemi Panarin gets a goal. Mika Zibanejad gets a goal. Vincent Trocheck gets 2. I mean, the usual suspects continue to show up and make big plays for this team. At this point, does anything surprise you when it comes to some of the stars on this team?
No, it definitely doesn't, because this is a top-heavy team, and this is a team that goes when its stars go, and that was the key to tonight. They showed up when they had to. Like I mentioned, the power play, and Artemi Panarin, who is just on an absolute heater of a season, coming up with such an individual effort and overtime there, and puts it away himself.
He talked about the atmosphere during the post-game press conference, said it was electric, and he said he had to hold back tears. I know why. That man came through, and he came through and balled. All right, last question. This team now 7 straight wins. You're around this team all the time. Give us something new. What did you learn about this team in their 18th comeback win of the season?
Well, this has been an unusual season for the Rangers. They've dealt with injuries, a lot of them, which they haven't in the past, and it's been some adversity for them. And even during these injuries, they've powered through, but hit a bit of a rough patch the last month and a half or so. But coming out of the break, it was a much-needed all-star break, a reset, and this is where they're at now. 7 straight wins, still holding on to first place in the Metro, firmly grasped it in his hands, and they're off for the final push of the season. Yeah,
and it's going to be a fun push to watch, especially with the amount of stars that this team has and the way that they are never out of a game. It was truly an instant classic here at MetLife Stadium. Whew, you ready to go home now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's get up out of here. For Molly Walker, I'm Brandon London. Thanks for watching.